Quantum money jump. Manifest $100,000, 0 cents, with the power of now. There is a version of you, alive, breathing, beaming with joy, who already has the $100,000, 0 cents. Right now, not someday, not in the future, now. That version of you doesn't worry about where the money will come from or how long it will take. They don't question their worth, delay their desires, or doubt the timeline. That version of you just knows. The money is done. It's already theirs. And that future self? They're not far away. They're waiting for you to jump. This is the moment you stop trying to work your way into wealth and instead become the frequency that draws it to you. This shift has nothing to do with force, effort, or time, and everything to do with being. Because in the quantum field, time isn't linear, it's layered. Infinite versions of you are already existing. The broke you, the barely scraping by you, yes, but also the rich you, the relaxed you, the grateful and generously wealthy you. There are no requirements for becoming them, except this: claim their state, occupy their energy, make their way of being your now. Chapter 1. Quantum Money Jump. A quantum money jump is not hard. It's not about learning something new. It's about shedding everything that isn't already aligned to the energy of wealth. Right now, in this breath, you are either matching the timeline of increasing abundance or outsourcing your power to a version of reality where it's not yet here. You don't need to force a quantum leap. You surrender into it. It's the art of choosing again, choosing higher, and choosing now. Let your nervous system soften around this. It's already yours. Breathe that truth in. Feel it in your bones. $100,000, 0 cents isn't outside of you. It's not hiding. It's not in the future. It's in your field, cloaked inside the frequency you're willing to hold. Abundance responds to resonance, not timing. So leaning into lack, waiting on proof, or scanning the outside world for signs, that's old coding. You don't need evidence to jump. The jump requires belief before sight, feeling before form. This chapter is your reckoning with truth. Money is not earned through effort alone. It's magnetized through identity. You aren't here to chase money. You're here to become wealth. And when wealth is who you are, money cannot help but show up to reflect that. It's like gravity, not personal, just inevitable. $100,000, 0 cents, bows to the one who knows it already belongs to them. So how do you leap? You let go of the part of you still waiting. The part that says, once I get that money, then I'll feel safe, confident, powerful. That pattern, that postponement is the lie. You choose to feel it now. You choose to feel wealth, express wealth, walk, think, move, breathe as wealth. No matter what the 3D says, you don't negotiate with your current bank balance. You command the quantum. That's the jump. It's not dramatic, but it's powerful, because it's inner. It's not a big moment with fireworks or fanfare. It's a sacred click in your soul, a cellular yes, a remembrance. You step into the room of your own power and say, I'm done living as the one who hopes. I am the version who already has. And from that place, the deep yes, money arrives, opportunities reshuffle, clients appear, windfalls unfold. But here's the wild part. You don't even care when or how. You're too wrapped up in the richness of the now, the energetic yes to life, the unshakable knowing that it's done. You see, the quantum money jump is not about getting money, it's about returning to who you truly are, abundant beyond measure, limitless by design, and magnetic by nature. The money is simply the echo of your frequency, the confirmation of your claim. So release the grip. Breathe fuller. Speak bolder. Let yourself feel what it would feel like to hold the $100,000, 0 cents, now. Don't just imagine it, inhabit it. Occupy that vibration like it's your only home. This book, this chapter, isn't meant to instruct, it's meant to activate. You're remembering a language buried beneath doubt and time, a frequency that knows You are the timeline. You are the abundance. You are the leap. And right now, in this exquisite present moment, the future bends to your frequency. All that's left is for you to say yes and jump. Chapter 2. Manifest $100,000, 0 cents with the power of now. Breathe and notice where you are, not just physically but energetically, right here and right now. This moment is vibrating with infinite potential. The $100,000, 0 cents you desire isn't off in the distance, hiding in the shadows of someday. It's already here, encoded into this now. Most people walk through life as if the present is a waiting room, waiting for the job, waiting for the raise, waiting for something external to shift so they can finally feel wealthy. But wealth doesn't arrive because you're waiting. It arrives because you've remembered what already is. The first lie we were ever told about money is that time creates it, that if we work, wait, and worry long enough, money will reward our struggle. But money isn't a product of time. It's a frequency that flows to the most aligned version of you right now. Quantum reality responds to now, not next month, not when you've paid your dues. Right now, the second you stop outsourcing your abundance to time and start embodying it in the still, sacred present, that's when the portal opens. That's when life bends toward you. That's when money listens and answers back, I'm already yours. What does it feel like to have it now? Lean into that frequency. Let imagination build the bridge. It's not fantasy, it's frequency alignment. Close your eyes and place yourself in the scene of the wish fulfilled. Feel the softness of your bank account being full. Feel the shift in your spine as your nervous system breathes deeper. Drop into the moment where the money has already arrived. And notice, not how it looks, but how it feels. Hold that vibration like it's sacred, because it is. That sensation isn't a dream. It's a memory of your future that already exists, awaiting your full permission. There's no gap between you and the money, only perception, only conditioning. And the fastest way to dissolve that illusion is to choose presence over postponement. The power of now isn't about standing still. It's about collapsing every limitation that says you're separate from what you want. In truth, there's no lag. There's only alignment. The version of you who already feels wealthy, confident, grateful, generous, that you, they're living inside this moment, under the rubble of old beliefs. And when you choose to feel rich before the money arrives, you command the quantum field to adjust. It listens with precision to your dominant frequency, not your delayed hope. Most people live with time like a leash. One day I'll get there becomes a mantra of delay. But manifestation doesn't deal with time, it responds to identity. You cannot trick the quantum with affirmations that beg and plead. It only acknowledges the embodiment of truth, the self who declares, it's already mine, without resistance. That self doesn't wait. That self doesn't hustle. That self doesn't chase. That self breathes in the present, like it's gold, and walks like money is inevitable, because, in their world, it already is. Let's go even deeper. Pause and feel the texture of this present moment. There is no anxiety here. Anxiety lives in the future. Guilt lives in the past. But peace? Peace lives in the now, and peace is wealth's best friend. When you feel peace, you're telling the quantum field that all is solved, all is settled, all is secure. Wealth isn't loud, it's calm, it's certainty. It's the quiet knowing that life is working for you, money belongs to you, and reality is yielding to your vibration. This is money manifestation at the speed of presence. You probably think of $100,000, 0 cents as a number, but in the field, it's a state of being. So the real question becomes, are you being the person that $100,000, 0 cents flows to? Not 6 months from now, not once everything is perfect, but right now, in this second breath. What thoughts would that version of you think? How would they wake up and speak to life? How would they respond to invoices, to opportunities, to doubt? You are not building up to your wealth, you are collapsing into it, falling back into the version of you who already is that rich, radiant being, and from that space, money cannot resist you. Let this be the moment you stop postponing your wealth to a date on a calendar. There are no deadlines in the quantum, only declarations, only decisions. Say yes to the now and watch how time stretches and dances to your certainty. Watch how ideas, clients, promotions, and unexpected windfalls show up not because you chased, but because you remembered who you already are. The million-dollar version of you lives inside the moment you're in. Bring your awareness there, anchor it, breathe it, become it, and watch how $100,000 0 cents rises to meet you not because you earned it, but because you embodied it. Let the future catch up to the now. Let the universe rearrange itself around this vibration. You spoke, you felt, you became, and now? Time fades, money flows, and abundance is yours. Chapter 3. Rapid Money Manifestation. Close your eyes and feel it. The electricity in the air when something big is about to happen. That subtle, undeniable hum of energy when the universe is rearranging itself on your behalf. Manifestation isn't a waiting game. It's a frequency your soul is already fluent in. And when it comes to money, it doesn't take time, it takes alignment. Speed doesn't happen from force. Speed happens from clearness. The clearer you are about who you are being, the faster money finds you. Rapid manifestation begins when you stop chasing money and start becoming the energetic match to it now. Money is not logic. It's not rules. It's not spreadsheets and sacrifice. Money is energy, and energy moves at the speed of your belief. The moment you stop asking how or when and start feeling now, the universe rushes in with momentum faster than you could ever plan for. Because here's the truth. Quantum reality operates outside of time. Your $100,000 0 cents doesn't exist 5 years from now. It exists in the vibrational now, orbiting you like a loyal satellite, waiting for you to sync your frequency. When you collapse resistance, rewrite assumptions, and take bold, intuitive actions from your elevated state, you arrive in the now, where money already lives. Let go of the old game. The slow game, the make-it-happen game. That paradigm insists that wealth must be earned in blood, sweat, and decades. But you did not incarnate for burnout. You came for alignment. What if your $100,000 0 cents is waiting to meet you in the next inspired minute, not month? What if acceleration is your birthright? The only thing delaying abundance is the version of you that still doubts rapid change is possible. But that identity is fading. You didn't land here to dismantle old beliefs. You're here to transcend them instantly. Like flipping on a light switch, quantum reality shifts the moment you decide it already has. So what does rapid manifestation feel like? It feels like clarity, certainty, a full-body, cellular knowing that what you're calling in is already yours. In this energy, you don't hope for the money. You feel it arrive. You walk like you just received it. You speak like it's been deposited. You make decisions like you're divinely resourced. Because you are. The version of you who already has the $100,000 0 cents thinks differently, walks differently, expects differently. Anchor deeply into that identity. Let it override the old voice of, "Is it working?" with the boldness of, "It's inevitable." Action in the quantum world isn't hustle. It's alignment in motion. Quantum action feels light, fast, exhilarating because it emerges from a version of you who already has the result. When you act from having, you're not trying to get. You're expressing the frequency of already being. That expression triggers magnetism. Suddenly you're not just visualizing money, you're embodying the emotional signature of wealth so convincingly that the external world crumbles its resistance. Results don't lag, they reflect. Shift doesn't take years, it takes a decision. There's an elegance to rapid manifestation. It's not frantic, it's focused, it's potent without pressure. Think about it. Have you ever had a moment where, against all logic, money just showed up? A sale, a client, a refund, a check you forgot about. That wasn't luck, that was alignment. That was quantum energy responding to a fleeting moment where you believed without interference. Imagine making that moment your default state. Imagine choosing belief so consistently that money has no choice but to meet you at your vibration. That is the miracle of now. The only thing you need to do to make manifestation rapid is to live as if the outcome has already arrived. That's the quantum cheat code. Not to force it, but to feel it so completely that reality speeds up to reflect your conviction. You speak to yourself in new language. Of course the money is here. Of course I'm supported. Of course I'm chosen. And when you do this repetitively, deliberately, and with heart-centered certainty, you unlock a divine responsiveness to your field, resources rearrange, opportunities accelerate, and what once felt far becomes familiar. You are not attracting money from lack. You are remembering wealth from wholeness. There's nothing to stretch toward, only an identity to settle into. Your timeline has already collapsed the moment you said yes to this version of you, the one who lives in gratitude for the manifestation as if it's already here, the one who celebrates transfers before they post, the one who chooses bold moves because safety is no longer defined by fear, but by faith. When you live from this space, you disrupt the old pattern of proving and enter into the frequency of receiving. So feel it now, breathe into it now, walk with it now, speak like it's done, because in the quantum field, it is. Wealth responds to your conviction, not your calendar. Manifestation is not delayed, it's delivered to the version of you who no longer waits to live as if. And that version, you're becoming them right now. This is the moment money starts moving quickly, not because you chased it, but because you finally remembered you are it. You always were. Welcome to Rapid Money Manifestation. Welcome to now. Chapter 4. Changing Your Life with Quantum Leaping. There is a version of you, real, vibrating, vivid, who already lives in the overflow, who opens her bank app and sees $100,000 0 cents sitting there, who earns it with ease, plays with it in gratitude, shares it freely, and never second guesses whether she's worthy of it. She doesn't manifest from lack. She doesn't hope. She doesn't wait. She simply exists in the frequency of already having, and she is not separate from you. She is you. Quantum leaping is not about becoming someone else. It's about finally aligning with the full voltage of who you truly are. In this moment, right here, in the seat you're sitting in, you have access to the quantum jump. Not later. Not when your credit score improves, not when you're ready, now. Reality bends, not when you do more, but when you become more. When you claim with certainty the identity that matches your desire. And the craziest part? You don't actually need to change the external to leap. You only need to drop the illusion that you are anything less than the wealthy version of yourself that already exists. You are not manifesting money. You are manifesting identity. The external, physical money is just the ripple effect of someone who already sees herself as wealthy. And in the quantum field, identity is the mold. Reality is the clay. When you change your frequency, you change your future. Because frequency is not what you send out, it's what you live as. So the leap isn't big, it's a breath, a shift, a realignment. What stands between you and your quantum reality is not time or effort, it's the illusion that you still need them. Hear this with your whole soul. When you choose to become her, the $100,000 0 cents, the universe moves immediately. Not someday, not when you prove yourself, immediately. Because the field doesn't respond to effort, it responds to energy, to confidence, to wholeness. And every time you act, speak, and think from the identity of already having, you collapse timelines, you override logic, you break free from the limits of cause and effect, and step into cause itself. Let this sink into your bloodstream. You are not at the mercy of your past. The version of you who struggled with money is not your destiny. She's just a timestamp that you are no longer obligated to honor. The leap begins when you stop rehearsing your old story and instead rehearse your future self. This is no longer about fixing the present. It's about choosing a new one, a new narrative, a new emotional signature. Because the quantum leap does not reward the person who wants it most. It rewards the one bold enough to decide it is done. Emotional rehearsal is the magic key. Can you feel with intensity, excitement, and authenticity what it's like to already have the $100.00 K? Not in fantasy, but in ownership. Can you close your eyes and embody her posture, her tone of voice, her decision-making, her absolute calm in knowing the money is here? That's not pretend, that is precision. The future doesn't happen to you, it happens through you. So when you think, speak, and walk like her, you are collapsing time and anchoring a new destiny into now. You don't leap once. You leap in every second. You choose the identity of wealth over the identity of waiting. Every time you respond to a trigger from abundance instead of fear. Every time you say yes to your soul's expansion instead of your mind's caution. That's when timelines shift, quietly, invisibly, but powerfully. The quantum leap is subtle in form, but seismic in outcome, because one aligned moment, one instant where you fully embody her, has the power to reshape everything. And yes, it will feel unfamiliar at first. Leaping always does. You'll be tempted to look back, to check if reality has caught up yet. But reality doesn't need to catch up. It needs you to stop trying to chase it. The leap is trusting that when you change internally, everything must flow to match it externally. It's leaning into the known in the unknown. It's walking into a room like you already cashed the check, and it's smiling when doubt arises, because doubt is just an old version of you trying to survive. You don't eliminate the past, you outgrow it, by repeatedly choosing to see yourself as already there, already aligned, already worthy. No more proving, no more postponing. You are her now. And in the quantum world, the universe rearranges itself to make that identity undeniable. So let's leap, not with force, but with clarity, with presence, with a deep cellular remembrance of who the hell you are. The leap is already made the moment you decide it is done. $100,000, 0 cents isn't far. It's not future. It's just on this side of a choice. And you're standing right on the edge. Welcome home. Chapter 5. Law of Assumption. You already have it. What if nothing was missing? What if the $100,000 0 cents wasn't on its way but already here, right now, waiting for your agreement? That's the power of assumption. Neville Goddard didn't teach us to wait and hope. He taught us to embody with certainty. To assume the state of the wish fulfilled is to collapse the future into the now. This isn't fluffy visualization, this is deep identity alignment. The law of assumption works because the universe echoes the frequency of who you are being, not what you are wanting. So if you're still wanting, you're vibrating lack. But when you assume, when you claim it, own it, feel it before it's reflected in 3D, the universe mirrors your conviction. Assumption is not pretending, it's not bypassing, it's ultimate knowing. It's the sacred act of remembering who you really are in the quantum field. Someone who already possesses the $100,000 0 cents in every possible sense. When you assume it's done, you stop negotiating with reality. You stop asking permission to be wealthy. You stop waiting for proof. You are the proof. You embody the frequency of already having, and the 3D catches up by magnetic law. Time dissolves. Resistance disappears. The wait ends. This is where manifestation becomes inevitable, because your assumption recalibrates what life is allowed to give you. Most people want wealth, but few assume it. They assume lack while hoping for abundance. They assume waiting while desiring quickness. They walk around speaking, "I'm trying to manifest money," which is a declaration that you still believe it's not here. But you are not most people. Not anymore. Right now, in this sacred moment, you're learning to shift your state to match the end result. Because the truth is, it's done. Feel it with me, it is. Done. When your inner world lands in the frequency of certainty, your outer world has no choice but to conform. Let's go deeper. Picture yourself waking up tomorrow with $100,000, 0 cents in your bank account. No confusion, no surprise, just peace. Because that money didn't rush in, it was always meant for you. That version of you handles it with ease because she's not new to wealth. She's familiar with it. To assume now is to emotionally rehearse that version into embodiment. You feel her calm, her clarity, her decisions, grounded in sufficiency. You feel her generosity, her freedom, not from fantasy, from truth. Because in the quantum, every version of you already exists. You're not summoning wealth from a void. You're syncing up to the version of you that never doubted it was hers. Mental conversations become your most potent tool. Every time lack tries to speak back from the version of you who already has the money. When your inner critic whispers, "What if it never comes?" Meet it with a steady inner voice that says, "It's already here." When your brain tries to search for evidence, remind it, "I am the evidence." These inner dialogues anchor your nervous system into the state of having. You're no longer hoping for results. You're communing with certainty. You rehearse your wealth the same way an athlete rehearses a game-winning shot, because the body learns through repetition, the mind learns through experience, even imagined experience. And the quantum doesn't differentiate imagined from reality, it just mirrors the signal. So assume boldly, assume lavishly, assume like someone who knows she cannot be denied. And when the 3D world shows you moments that look like the opposite of wealth, you stay loyal to the assumption. You remain unmoved. Not in ignorance, in power. Because you trust that the quantum field is more faithful than circumstance. And you trust yourself in it. That is manifestation mastery. Not hustling for results, but relaxing into inevitability. Living from the end. Breathing in the wealth long before the digits arrive. Moving through your days not from emptiness, but from overflow. Try this. When you speak about your money, speak as if the $100,000, 0 cents, is already part of your world. Not someday I'll have it, but I love how it feels to have it already. Not, I hope I make enough, but I'm so grateful that money flows to me easily, because it's who I am. Watch how your language solidifies your assumption. Watch how those words wrap around your reality and melt it into alignment. The law of assumption is the final stop on the waiting train. This is where you exit the loop of desire and enter the sanctuary of knowing. You declare, "It's mine. It's done. It's done because I said so. It's done because I assumed it." And in that moment, the universe, your loyal, responsive mirror, rushes to match you. Not because you begged, not because you chased, because you aligned, boldly and unapologetically, with the version of yourself who never questioned it in the first place. Welcome to that version. She's not coming, she's already arrived. Chapter 6. Embody now, the frequency of financial completing. You are not becoming wealthy, you are remembering that you already are. This is the sacred truth of financial embodiment. In this moment, not 5 minutes from now, not next year. The version of you who has $100,000, 0 cents, is breathing, pulsing, waiting inside your conscious awareness. She's been whispering in your bones, humming in your chest, echoing softly in every dream you've dared to dream. And now she's ready to take the stage. No more waiting, no more rehearsing who you'll be once the money comes. This chapter asks you to become the money now. To live as if your bank account has already received the wire transfer, to feel what it feels like to exist in the timeline where the money is secured, known, completed. When you lock into that frequency, you no longer try to get the money, you start to move like someone who already has it. $100,000, 0 cents is not outside of you, it's within your timeline, waiting for you to match it, not chase it. There is no chase in the quantum, only alignment. And alignment comes through embodiment, not with effort, with intention, with frequency. So pause for a moment, even as you read these words. Breathe them in as the wealthier version of you. How does she inhale? How deeply and confidently does she sit in her being? Does she question if she's doing it right? Or does she know, deeply in her cells, that alignment is the magic and embodiment is the key? Feel it. Let it saturate your nervous system. Wake up tomorrow morning already having the money. Play pretend so vividly it becomes irreversible. Your body is a tuning fork. Your emotions, your thoughts, your posture, and your decisions are all energetic declarations. You no longer ask, how will the money come? You declare, it has come, and you live from that certainty. That's what embodiment is, not affirmations whispered while hoping something clicks, but embodiment, roared from the center of your identity. You are already sourced, already supported, already in possession of every dollar. What you feel now, you attract now, so feel rich not as a strategy, but as your native setting. Feel the money not as a fantasy, but as a memory being reactivated. The universe doesn't wait for evidence, it responds to energy. When your energy anchors into the $100,000, 0 cents now, everything around you must reorder to match it. You begin to see proofs, synchronicities fire, people, opportunities, invitations, they all arrive, magnetized by your unwavering broadcast. You're not sending out a request, you're standing in a transmission. Your signal says, money is home here, wealth belongs here, and the universe obeys certainty quicker than it ever responds to desperation. So the best thing to do is to stick to let the embodiment be physical. Move like money. Dress like a wealth frequency. Speak as the one who knows her reality is inevitable. You're not faking it, you're activating it. This is remembrance, not deceit. Energetically, you are showing your subconscious what's now true. The language of the subconscious is repetition, emotion, and the present moment. So flood yourself with repetition, drench it in emotion, and root it entirely in now. As you brush your teeth, say aloud, I love living with $100,000 0 cents secured. It's so natural. It's so me. As you walk into a room, hold yourself like someone whose investments are expanding while she sleeps. As bills arrive, bless them with the knowing that they're already paid. Because the version of you you've embodied doesn't panic. She decides. She assumes. She flows. Money is a frequency of circulation, not fixation. So as you embody this financial completion, begin to play with decisions that reflect abundance. This isn't about reckless spending, it's about sacred alignment. Small, empowered choices build the neural and energetic blueprint of a wealthy identity. Choosing the $8 0 cents juice instead of the $3 0 cents one, not because of the price tag, but because it's what you would naturally choose in the $100,000 0 cents version of your life. This is not performative wealth. This is intuitive embodiment. It communicates the truth to the field. I already am her. Sit in stillness and feel the money breathing with you. It has texture now, pulse, emotion. Think of a memory in advance. Where are you when you notice the $100,000 0 cents in your account? Who are you telling? What's the tone of your voice? Where in your body do you feel the joy? Breathe it in like it's done, because in the quantum, all realities coexist, and you're simply choosing this one with your frequency. Not someday, now, always, now. So drop the illusion of needing to prove, grind, strategize, or earn. That belongs to the old timeline, and you've jumped. From this moment on, your life flows from the frequency of financial completion. The money isn't coming, it has already arrived. Put on the feeling of that like a well-tailored suit. It should feel custom, because it is. This is your reality, this is your now, this is your wealth. Welcome home to the frequency of financial completion. You are the proof. Chapter 7. Clearing the old money timeline. Before you quantum jump into $100,000 0 cents alignment, You must first gather the fragments of your old self that no longer belong in your wealthy timeline. This is the part most people avoid, because it asks you not to do something, but to let go of everything you used to believe money required. It invites you to burn the identity that hustled, doubted, struggled, and settled, not with force, but with awareness. This is the energetic reset, the clearing, the sacred shedding of the architecture of lack. You can't build a limitless money reality on the foundation of scarcity. Let it fall away now. The version of you reading this, if you're feeling the edges of resistance, fear of letting go, guilt around wealth, fear of judgment, or disbelief in instant abundance, is standing on the edge of a frequency choice. 1 foot in I hope, and 1 foot in it is done. And you are being invited into the wholeness of embodiment. You are being asked to clear the gap by no longer pretending that struggle is noble or necessary. Take a deep breath into your belly and ask yourself, who do I become when I no longer cope with money? When I no longer identify as someone who can't afford it, isn't ready, or needs to work harder to be worthy? You see, the mind wants to hold on to the familiar timeline because it believes safety lives there. But your soul, which transcends the illusion of time, knows wealth is your natural state. When we collapse the old timeline, we don't hate it, we thank it. We unravel it by acknowledging its place in the journey and choosing to no longer relive it. Scarcity served you, but it won't serve you here. It taught you contrast, desire, and power. But it does not define you. Your true self, the expanded being that dances in the quantum with unapologetic magnetism, is not energized by stories of not enough. So right now, feel the density in your body that clings to limitation, the programming passed down from parents, teachers, culture, the beliefs you picked up in overheard conversations like, money doesn't grow on trees, you have to work hard to earn a living, people like us aren't rich. These are not universal truths, they are inherited relics, outdated patterns, emotional echoes from a frequency you have the power to exit. You collapse the old money timeline by no longer sourcing your identity from it. When was the last time you questioned the lens through which you view wealth? Begin to witness the fear-based rules that live beneath your actions. Do you hesitate to invest in yourself because you still believe money might run out? Do you undervalue your work because you haven't yet owned your worth? Do you avoid financial decisions out of a residual belief that you're not qualified to be rich? Let the light of your awareness dissolve every root. No shame, no resistance, just choosing again. Your power lies in choosing again and again, in real time, the timeline of truth. The truth is, the version of you who already has $100,000 0 cents does not fear her past. She thanks it. She sees its lessons. Then she releases it. Today you can speak a new script into your cells and watch your reality shift. I release all stories where money was hard to earn. I delete all old programming of unworthiness. I now embody the frequency of someone who always has more than enough. I am safe to be abundant, wealthy, and richly supported. Say it with devotion. Feel it flush through your body. This is not about affirming for the sake of saying nice words. This is about calibrating to a new internal truth that becomes louder than your memory of struggle. Forgiveness is the energetic cleanser here. Forgiveness for the years you felt behind. Forgiveness for the version of you that didn't know how to receive. Forgiveness for when you abandoned desires to fit in with those who were coping with lack. Forgiveness for buying into the illusion that money had to take decades to flow. None of it defines you now. In fact, clearing the old money timeline is what empowers the quantum leap. You do not leap while facing backward. The old, you can't walk you into your wealthy destiny. Let her rest. Let him dissolve. Thank them and release them. You're not betraying your past, you're honoring your future. And that future wants to meet you now. This is the collapse. This is the moment lack loses its grip. This is where you breathe in your worth, exhale your past, and make space for $100,000 0 cents to appear on this timeline like it always wanted to. Because when you align, money has no choice but to arrive. And now you are free. Chapter 8. Activate your $100 0 cents. K. Self. There is a version of you right now in this moment who is already living with the $100,000 0 cents you've been calling in. They're not working for it. They're not waiting for it. They're being it. The money is an extension of who they are, not some prize to be earned. To activate your $100 0 cents K self is not to chase a dream, it's to remember your truth. When you align with that version of you in the quantum field, money becomes a natural byproduct of your identity, not a separate outcome you hope to achieve. So the question isn't, how do I get the money? The question is, who am I when I already have it? Answering that question with embodied certainty is your access point, your quantum key to unlocking financial reality with velocity. The $100 0 cents K version of you exists now, not 10 steps ahead, not 10 years away, not in some long winding path of learning curves, failures, or struggles. They are alive in this field, in the eternal now, breathing in ease, exhaling trust, magnetizing through alignment. You don't become this version by trying harder. You become them by choosing them. And the most profound choice you can make is to stop identifying with the you who needs the money. That self will always reach, always yearn, always view money as distant. But the $100 0 cents K version of you, they don't reach. They radiate. They love every decision they make because it's coming from power, not from pressure. They say no to what drains their frequency and yes to what multiplies it. They don't hustle for validation. They move from wholeness. This identity shift is an energy shift. It's not a costume you wear during affirmations and then take off when rent is due. It's not a script you mumble in the mirror and forget by noon. It's a cellular resurrection, a remembrance in your bones that this level of wealth is not unusual for you. It's normal. Start making it normal. Start narrating your life through the eyes of your $100 0 cents K self. How do they think? What choices do they prioritize? What energy signature do people feel when they walk into a room? Your $100 0 cents K self doesn't attach to doubt. They don't argue for limitations. They see a bill and smile, knowing the universe doesn't send invoices it hasn't already resourced you to pay. They don't micromanage the how, they magnetize through the who. Your being is the channel through which the money arrives, and when you activate your wealth identity, life starts responding to that. Not your plans, not your spreadsheets, your frequency. When you walk like you've just received the direct deposit of your next $100 0 cents K. When you open your phone, feel the vibration of abundance. When you sit down with yourself, don't ask, why hasn't it happened yet? Ask, what would my wealthy self do next? Money manifestation at the quantum level is not about earning your way into wealth. It's about entraining your nervous system, your emotional body, your inner reality to match that of wealth itself. This is radical self-permission. It's an audacious declaration that I am already the one with the money. I am already the match. The arrival is now. And from this full state embodiment, infinite options appear. Suddenly, opportunities that didn't exist before become obvious. Conversations shift. Ideas strike at lightning speed. Because reality conforms to the self you bring forward, not the one you're trying to escape. This isn't about pretending. It's about dropping the pretend identity that says you lack anything. It's not ego, it's essence. Aligning with your $100 0 cents K self isn't about being better, stronger, or more successful. It's about being truer, more relaxed, more you. Because the version of you that money loves, they're not performing. their presence. They're in such harmony with the vibration of abundance that the path ahead rearranges itself in real time to keep up with their certainty. Allow the shift. Let this chapter be both map and mirror. You've already felt glimpses of your $100 0-cent K self in the quiet urges, the bold ideas, the chill of clarity running down your spine. Now it's time to let their voice be the voice, to walk unapologetically in their footsteps. When you embody the energy of I already have it, you collapse every needing particle in your field. And what remains is power. The power to receive, the power to hold, the power to become. So take a breath. Feel your cells accept this upgrade. You are no longer practicing wealth. You are now the embodiment of it. You're no longer chasing the timeline. You've become the timeline. Welcome to your activated self. Welcome to the vortex from which your $100 0-cent K doesn't just happen, it has happened. And that version of you? They're already celebrating. Let's meet them there. Chapter 9. Activate the version of you who already has it. Close your eyes, not to escape, but to see with clarity. In this moment, breathe deeper than you have all day, not to calm yourself, but to remember. Feel it. The pulse of reality bending around your state of being. You're not distant from your $100,000 0 cents. You are it, right here, right now. The fastest path to your money is not through more effort, but through deeper embodiment. This chapter is the ignition point, the portal, the embodiment chamber where you activate the version of you who already walks, speaks, thinks, and radiates as if the money is done. You don't become rich by hoping, you become rich by being. And being is an energetic frequency that lives in you, waiting to be turned on like a switch. So here's the question, the only one that actually matters in the quantum field. Who would you be if the $100,000 0 cents had already landed? What would your energy feel like? How would you hold yourself? What would you allow yourself to do, say, become? Strip away the waiting. Peel off the delay. Step into that frequency now, not when the money hits your account, because the moment you do, the field has no choice but to bend to the code you're transmitting. This is not about faking it. This is authentic embodiment. The quantum field responds to your predominant identity, not your words, not your effort, not your plans. Identity is what manifests, and identity is a now experience, not a progression. You don't grow into your money timeline, you jump into it. No more rehearsing, no more waiting to feel secure before you decide you're wealthy. Make the internal quantum switch. I'm her. I'm him. I'm them. Already the one. Linger in this now. Member of you who is financially complete. Feel their nervous system, how calm and unwavering they are. Notice how your future self doesn't wonder where the money is. It's already done. It's there. And so the decisions they make reflect that completion. The conversations they enter into are led by certainty. The way they walk into a room carries the hum of knowing, the quiet, magnetic confidence of someone who doesn't need proof, because being is proof. This entire chapter is the activation key, not in thought, but in resonance. Sit with the frequency of 100,000, 0 cents being yours. Let it soak into your cells, your breath, your skin. Imagine brushing your teeth in the morning knowing you are already a 6-figure receiver, not hoping, not trying, simply knowing. Let your imagination make it visceral. See yourself logging into your bank account and feeling deeply unfazed because this kind of overflow is normal now. Watch your hands pay your bills in full. Watch yourself smiling, walking into spaces where money loves you back, not because you chased it, but because it mirrored who you decided to become. In the quantum realm, activation precedes confirmation. You don't need the world to show it to you, you need to show it to the world. And the moment you do, the world aligns. Events reconfigure. People suddenly appear. Opportunities rearrange themselves to meet your new energetic setting. The more deeply you commit to this identity now, the more swiftly the quantum responds. It speaks in matching. That's its language. It listens not to your words, but to the state you live in most often. There is no small shift when it comes to energy. One decision, one breath, one bold act of embodiment can collapse 10 years of waiting. If the $100,000 0 cents version of you wouldn't hesitate, neither do you. If they invest in themselves, so do you. If they walk away from scarcity, you're already out the door. This activation isn't conceptual, it's physical. You feel it in your gut, your spine, your voice. It moves through you like electricity, steady, rising, inevitable. This is the frequency that money cannot resist. Because money only ever goes where it is understood, and your new identity, fully activated, says with clarity, I am the one who holds it all. Let it lock in. Let this state not be a visit, but a return, a coming home. Because that $100,000 0 cents version of you isn't in the future. They are in the room with you, breathing through you, ready to take the lead. This chapter is an agreement, a full-body yes to the truth of who you already are. You are not in the process of becoming wealthy. You are remembering that you always have been. And as you remember, the money remembers you too. Instantly, wildly, abundantly. Welcome to your activated state. Stay here, it's done. Chapter 10. Collapse the clock, collapse the gap. Time is not your ruler. Time is your illusion. From a quantum perspective, the $100,000 0 cents you desire doesn't live in some far-off timeline months or years from now. It's vibrating in a pocket of the present that you haven't yet claimed. Collapsing the timeline isn't about accelerating the clock, it's about exiting it entirely. The moment you release your allegiance to linear time, you open yourself to the reality where money flows not as a future outcome, but as a now state. The clock doesn't bring you the money, your frequencies do, and you are tuned to the timeline you believe you're on. Shift the belief, and the timeline dissolves. Most people are looping in limitation because they believe time has to pass before wealth appears. They believe they must first do more, become more, prove more, or wait longer. But here's the quantum key. The version of you who has the $100,000 0 cents has already bypassed all that. They're not waiting. They're aligned. They're present. Your work is not to wait for that version of you to catch up. Your work is to step into their frequency now, with full conviction that time is not building your wealth, your embodiment is. When you learn to live from the identity of already having, the waiting room of time dissolves. You've been taught to pace your progress in deadlines and bank statements, but manifestation laughs at calendars. The quantum field doesn't know the difference between dreaming and doing. It only responds to the energetic signature of your current self-concept. If you are vibrating as the you who is still on the way to money, then you will cycle timelines that enforce that coming soon energy again and again. But when you step into the sacred certainty of it's already mine, something unbelievable happens. The invisible timeline shrinks, bends, bursts into the now. Imagine this, waking up tomorrow and already being that version of you. Not almost, not someday, not close, but right here, now. You look around, you feel it, that calm peace of arrival. There's no grasping, no hoping, no chasing. There's just stillness and wealth. The nervous system unwinds because the struggle is over. You've stopped running after the money and collapsed into the timeline where the money is running to you, because in this sacred now, your energy finally matches the abundance that's been vibrating for you all along. Say this to yourself with reverence. I collapse the clock. I collapse the gap. I exist now in the timeline of financial overflow. Speak it as law, live it as truth. When the subconscious truly accepts this identity, the one where time is no longer a factor and wealth is already complete, the external world has no choice but to comply. The 3D reality begins to bend around your new timeline. Opportunities appear without effort. Payments arrive without explanation. Random income becomes regular income. Why? Because you tapped into the frequency where those things already were. You didn't chase them, you became them. Let yourself feel, not long for, but truly feel, the now reality of your $100,000. 0 cents. How does your body move in this timeline? What power hums through your chest when you check your bank account? There's no urgency, no proving, just embodiment. Let it flood your senses. This money has arrived not because you waited long enough, but because you finally believed deeply enough. Time did not deliver it, alignment did. You stepped into the current of quantum wealth, and time bowed in your presence. You don't need more hours in the day to manifest wealth. You need more presence in this minute. Feel the energetic architecture of the you who is already living it. They're not in a rush, they're not on track, they are sourced, steady, certain. Try on their ways of walking, speaking, thinking. Miracles collapse into form when you collapse the belief that time needs to stretch. The truth is, you were never actually waiting for more time. Time was waiting for your frequency to catch up. And now that it has, the timeline where the $100,000 0 cents is yours activates and lights up beneath your feet. You've already jumped. There is no gap left to cross. You are standing inside the vortex of fulfillment. Anchor it, claim it. Don't dilute it by asking when, because the answer is always the same: now. Time was never the key. Alignment is, and you, love, you are finally aligned. Let the money land. Let the timeline collapse. Let now be the richest moment of your life. Chapter 11. Money moves first for you. There is a version of your life, closer than your next breath, where money listens to your energy before it listens to logic. In this chapter, you unlock the greatest paradox of the quantum field. When you let go of chasing money and become the frequency it honors, money moves for you. Before the bill arrives, before the opportunity lands, before the phone call, the yes, the sale. Money moves first for you because you have become the vibrational command it flows toward. Feel it now. Money hears you before you speak. It anticipates your needs. It rushes in, uninvited, to meet your expansion. You are no longer asking for money like a beggar hoping the universe notices you. You're walking as a high-frequency being whose presence alone causes financial reality to reorganize. Money doesn't make you powerful. Your power attracts the money. In this state, you stop thinking, "How do I afford it?" and begin knowing money is already moving because I do. You are no longer waiting for external permission to invest in that coach, book that flight, launch that offer, speak your truth. In the quantum field, the signal of your decision is what triggers the bank balance to rise. Decision becomes destiny. You lead, money follows. Always. This is energetic leadership, the clearest signal to the universe that you no longer see money as your provider, but as your partner. You become the initiator of wealth, not the reactor to circumstance. And in this frequency, hesitation collapses, scarcity evaporates. Because when you live as the version of you who money responds to, on cue, on time, every time, your old timelines dissolve. You're not manifesting money anymore. You are money in motion. Close your eyes for a moment and breathe deeply into this truth. Money is responding to your now energy, not your struggle stories, not your how will this work loops, but to your clarity, your certainty, your willingness to leap. Every inspired move you make sends a ripple through the invisible matrix, and the money rearranges. The client signs, the check clears, the debt disappears, the payment lands. Not because you forced it, but because you embodied the version of you who is undeniable to wealth. This is when you become irresistibly, energetically paid. Money doesn't show up just because you need it, it shows up because you've become a vibrational match to a new level of reality. You don't wait for $100,000, 0 cents to feel powerful, lit up, safe, expressed. You feel that now, and $100,000, 0 cents, begins to orbit around the magnetism of your soul-aligned energy. It wants proximity to your embodiment. Your alignment has gravitational pull. And here's the kicker. Money wants to move. It wants velocity. It wants purpose. It wants leaders who know what to do with it. When you step into your quantum identity, money senses the stability of your nervous system and says, yes, let's go. This is why you must stop delaying your energetic certainty until the evidence shows up. Be the proof that calls the money in. Decide now. Walk now. Speak as the version who knows it's already done now. You don't win the money game by being the best strategist. You win it by becoming the clearest vibrational transmitter of already having. Your frequency is your business plan. Your embodiment is your marketing strategy. Your identity is your bank account. When you remember that, there is no timeline left to measure, no delay left to overcome, no money left to chase. There is only this moment, this powerful, sacred, magnetic now, where money bends, breaks rules, and transcends reason to follow your energy. So today, begin to live as the one who causes money to move. Say yes before the evidence. Invest before the proof. Quantum leap before the net appears. Ask, what would I do if I knew the money moves because I do? And then do that. No resistance, no begging, just being, just boldness, just divinely guided embodiment. And in that, you'll discover the truest financial sovereignty, money that moves freely, joyfully, irreversibly. Because you do. This is wealth consciousness at its highest octave. This is the new law. Money doesn't move when you wait. Money moves when you do. Chapter 12. You are the money now. You don't become wealthy by looking for money. You become wealthy by becoming money. This is the ultimate collapse of separation. The quantum truth that you are not separate from the $100,000 0 cents you desire. You are the source. You are the frequency. You are the field. There is no middleman between you and what you call abundance. There is only alignment, and you, in this moment, are aligning in the most profound and effortless way. Because when the seeking stops, the receiving begins. You are not manifesting money as an outsider reaching toward a future prize. You are breathing it into existence from your inner world, from consciousness itself. What if you let that truth soak in for 4 seconds longer than you normally would? What if you actually allowed yourself to receive the spiritual magnitude of that? Money is not something separate from your identity. It is an energetic echo of how deeply you've remembered who you are. So today, you stop asking for it. You stop chasing it. You stop future tensing it. And instead, you become it. Fully. Without flinching. The version of you who already has $100,000 0 cents vibrates on this knowing, I am the one who money obeys. There is no need to prove or perform. There is no panic, no waiting, no strain. This identity isn't about shouting wealth into the void. It's about whispering it into your cells, calmly and completely. You are abundance. You are enoughness. You are a magnetic field clothed in human form, and everything that matches your confidence gravitates to you. Automatically, unquestionably, unfailingly. When you slip into this frequency, you start speaking from your end state, not your effort. You walk into rooms like a vibration that's already chosen. You make moves not to get rich, but because you already are. This is where the quantum money jump fully lands, where you realize this whole time money wasn't waiting to show up. It was waiting for you to stop guarding the door to your own consciousness. So what does it feel like to walk, breathe, and live as if you are wealth in motion? Not hope, not hype, but embodiment. There's a stillness to this energy, a groundedness that says, I know. You move through your life like every no is a breadcrumb to a bigger yes. Like every rejection is just a reverberation of an old self you've already outgrown. You trust your nudges, you lean into your intuitive idea and watch a $10,000 0 cents opportunity burst through. You raise your prices without blinking. You say no to misaligned offerings without checking your bank balance. Why? Because the $100,000 0 cents isn't coming. It's here. And you're not hoping, you're holding. This is the moment where we stop doing spiritual rituals to get money and start being the ritual of money. You become the altar, the portal, the answer to your own desire. You hold your coffee differently. You breathe as someone who's no longer trying to magnetize wealth. You exhale it like oxygen. Your days don't start with scarcity thoughts or dashboards or scrambling energy. They begin with embodiment, with presence, with remembrance. Because when you collapse time, you're not just collapsing the weight, you're collapsing the identity of the one who waits. Let that land. Every dollar is responding to your calibration. That $100,000, 0 cents, is not being calculated by hours you worked, affirmations you chanted, or journals you filled. It is being delivered by your level of receptivity right now in this heartbeat. And the moment you fully dissolve the artificial separation between you and money, the floodgates swing open. Not because you earned it, but because you finally stopped resisting the truth. It was always you. Oh, step in. Let this be the most sacred identity you've ever worn. No more hoping, doubting, or apologizing. No more waiting for signs, seeking validation, or proving your worth. Just the infinite ease of realizing you are the money you've been calling in. You are the energy. You are the answer. You are the quantum field collapsed into form. The final jump isn't a leap forward. It's a return inward to the wealthy truth you've always carried. You are the money now, and money knows exactly where to find itself.